thanks for stopping by. It's Laurel of Lolo Van Crafts. I am coming by today to share a project share that I'm very happy to be finally done and about to send off. This one is going out to Rachel Tellman of Rachel Tellman Co. I will link her down below. I will not be posting this until she receives it. However, lucky me, Rachel is also in Canada, so this one actually shouldn't take too long to show up. And yeah, I should be posting this just after Rachel posts hers, so I will likely include a link to her unboxing down below. So we decided we were going to do a swap. We decided to use Pink Fresh Happy Blooms. Now this swap we planned last year. It was a while ago. I was hustling on it. I was trying to get it done, and then I had a baby 3 weeks early, and everything just kind of unfortunately went on hold. Rachel, though, has been an absolute sweetheart about it, and although I received her package last year, late last year, I'm very delayed in mine. So I have tried to make it a little bit extra just to make up for it and to really thank her for her patience, because I've really enjoyed doing this. So, yeah, this is the collection we use. So it's the Pink Fresh Happy Blooms. I have this thing where I don't like to use the stuff I really like. And one of the things that I decided I was going to do this year was to use those things. So I'm really proud of myself. I did crack into this. I have only one full sheet of 12 by 12 left. The only sheet I didn't use. And then I've got one other one that's like a decent chunk. But otherwise, like it's just kind of scraps and stuff. I did also get the 6x6. I didn't realize when I purchased it that the patterns were going to be so shrunken. It does make sense, but some brands, it's kind of just a smaller page, and other brands, they shrink them down. So I didn't realize it at the time, so I wasn't able to use as much of that in this project as I had planned to, but that's okay. And then, yeah, my ephemera and some pieces that I've created along the way. But, yeah, just wanted to show you what kind of I left there. So, where to start? Why don't we start with the first thing I made? So I wanted to, so I will also say, we had started this, we wanted to use Craft Purge as an influence. So we had kind of been digging through. So some of the pieces that are here have been influenced by her. As time went on, I kind of shifted a little bit. So I've got some projects that are inspired by Bambi Deer. I've got some projects that are inspired by Beauty's Crafts. Actually, I have a project that was done by Tina. I can't think of her Insta name at the moment. I will link her down below. But then it actually turned out, funnily enough, that she was inspired by Rachel. So it was kind of a fun, like, coming around. So that's the background on it. Let's dive into it. So this was actually the first piece I made. So I wanted to make Rachel, at the time that I had done this, she had been kind of reorganizing her desk and her crafty space. And I wanted to make her something that she could use on her desk just to hold kind of odds and ends, little things that she might have. So I created this little desk caddy, I guess. So I've put the little wooden feet on the bottom, and then on the front here I've done her name, and I've stitched a little ruffle. I used one of the cutter parts there, and I've done a shaker mix and put that in behind just to give it a little dimension. And then on the sides I've done a zigzag, and then that just goes all the way around, so it'll look nice from the back as well. And then for now, just for sending it, and I need to get this into a bag because the shred of course doesn't want to stay in it, but I've just put some treats in it so she can use it as a treat holder. When she's done, she can put whatever else, die cuts or odds and ends, sequins. She's got a lot of those. So yeah, so that's that. And then, oops, there he is. And then I've got, so this is just a little something. There's just some stickers that I thought she'd get good use out of on her layouts and things like that. Rachel does a lot of scrapbooking, so whenever I do these, I really like to try and gear what I make towards the person who's receiving them. So I didn't want to send her a whole bunch of super dimensional things. The way I see her using, she likes to layer. She does a lot of scrapbooks, things like that. So I wanted to send her things that she could use. So this was something that I came across, and I thought that she could probably use that in her layers. And then I've just made a cute little bag topper. It's just a piece of the paper folded over. This is some vellum that I had taken some gold paint and splattered on. And actually, I'll show you. But it's this one. It's this fine tech gold. The pigment in these is amazing. So like you can see how gold that is, and I love it because it's paint, right? So it's not going to come off the vellum, even though the vellum sometimes has a tendency not to hold the inks in that the same way. So I had some of that left over from a project I was working on for someone else, and I decided to cut that, use my ruffle edge punch, or sorry, like a lace edge punch, and just make that. So I've just done that, a little stitch of a little strip there, a die cut, little label. Yeah, so just a fun little topper. And then this is just a little treat, but I wanted to kind of make it cute, so I just made this little pouch and stitched up the sides, and then I've just used this this pretty pink fabric. And I believe I got this actually from Pia. It was very, very sweet of her. And I've done a ruffle in this gold glitter paper, and one of the little stickers, and I've actually just used my powder tool to unstick the back, so it's kind of turned it into a little ephemera piece. And then I've used some gold dots just to kind of pop that up, and just a scrap. But yeah, just a fun little way to send a treat. Then let's see, next let's do, I've got shred everywhere. So next we'll do this one. So this one was inspired by Bambi Deer. I absolutely loved this when I saw it. I knew I had to try it out. Again, Rachel does a lot of albums and things like that. She loves to, she's really good at documenting her daily life and the things that are going on. And I just wanted to create a little space for her that she could maybe store some of those. So on the front, I've done some stitching. I've done some fancy stitching on the top here, and then just plain stitching on the bottom. And then I've just used some of the cut aparts. This is one of the stickers. I've die cut a couple of glitter hearts. And then this is actually a rosette, one of the ones from Miss Snail Mail, and I die cut it just to change the shape of it. But I love how that turned out. It's not too dimensional, not too bulky, because this is actually kind of delicate the way I have it right now. It's got room in it so she can add to it, but for right now it's a bit delicate, so I didn't want anything too bulky. I did go on the sides and do like a wavy stitch just for an extra little bit of detail. And then if I open this guy, I've done a Velcro closure. So if I open that up, you'll see there's the kind of back side of that. And then it opens to a little album. And then I love how the wavy kind of creates a frame once you've opened it up. So then here, so this here is make the most of every day. And I've just used some die cuts, a little envelope I created. And then, so I've left lots of room for her to add like a little journal spot, or little photographs, mementos, things like that. So here I've just popped up a little die cut. Here, happy moments spent together. So again, I popped it up just to give it a little bit of dimension, and then she can add a photo over here. And then here, another one that I've just popped up with a little bit of foam tape. Here's that lace edge punch again. Here, grown with love. She has a garden, and she posts quite a bit about it, and we've been talking a little bit about our gardens and how they're coming. So I thought maybe that's somewhere that she could keep a maybe a fun photo of her digging in the garden or something she's found. And then here, I love this paper. I've just kept it really simple, done a little cluster on the side here. I've given it a little bit of dimension, not too much, of course, because there's only so much dimension this can hold. A little happy day. And then here, so then I've just done this little piece at the back here that just says enjoy the little things, and she's got space there to add a photo if she wants. So yeah, I absolutely love how this turned out. I'm actually a little bit sad to part with it, but I do think she'll appreciate it, and I think it'll get good use. So happy to share that with her. And I love this cascading look. Amber of Bambi Deer is amazing at coming up with these projects, and I absolutely love this one of my favorites that I've made. Next thing I'll share is this guy. So I had created a bunch of small, again, like I wanted Rachel to be able to use them in her projects. So they're small embellishment pieces, but they're not like super dimensional or super thick, but I needed somewhere to put them, and I was struggling with that a little bit. So I ended up deciding to create a little album. So so basically how I've done this is so that I know that she has some more of this collection left. So I've left it kind of basic on the pages so that if she wants to do kind of mini scrapbook layouts almost, she can just make them and stick them on. Or if she wants to go to town and actually create like a mini album with it, do flips and folds and pockets and things like that, she can go ahead and do so. But the inside will be to her style. So I'll take you through what I've done. So I have matted some of the papers. There again is that lace punch just with a strip. And then I've taken this fabric that I have. I've removed some of the threads from the end just to give it a bit of a fray. And then I have stitched it on here with this. It's like my favorite stitch on my new sewing machine at the moment. I just love how that came out. So I've just stitched that on here. The back is a mirror of the front. So just another view of it, but it is identical. On the side spine, so this fabric wraps around, and what I've done is I've taken a strip of paper, I've roughed up the edges a bit, and I have sewn on this other piece on top. So it just gives it kind of a little bit of dimension, but it's nothing too bulky, nothing too crazy. And then if she wants to, she can go ahead and add some letters here, or she could even punch and add a charm if she wanted. So she can kind of make this her own once she's got it. I've then used a cluster of flowers here. Now these are from Love Pink Dragonfly. I might have that wrong. I hope not. Anyway, I'm gonna post her info down below. But she sent these in as part of her entry to my birthday giveaway, and I've been coveting these flowers. I really love them. They're absolutely gorgeous. She made me these flowers and gave me these die cuts, so I've layered some of them together here, popped some of them up with foam tape, added a little vellum butterfly, and again you'll see the gold in there. So this is some of that gold that this is that vellum that I've splattered with paint. I've added some diamond dots, and then a little tag from the collection, Making Memories. So if we open it up, you'll see, so I've got, I'm going to have to go in and, well, this might just be, for whatever reason, these bows have been giving me so much trouble. They do not want to stay in place. Everything else is pretty okay, but these bows, no good. So I do apologize in advance for the glare because this is already packaged up. Because I wanted you to see how I've done it, but these are just some little bows I've created using the collection. I've wrapped them with some pink thread in the middle, and then I have added a little diamond dot in the middle. And then I have packaged these with some sequins, and again, sorry for the glare. So here's some butterflies. So I've stitched these ones in the middle, and I've kind of left the threads up to be kind of like little antennas. And I've got vellum, that's that paint splattered vellum, and then I've got some paper from the collection, and then I've got some gold in the background. And then here, I really love how these turned out. So I've gifted her a bunch of these. I used one of these on in the album there on the first page. So these are just some little envelopes I've done. I've included an insert, done a bit of stitching, and then I've added some kind of an element. Now these are from a Maggie Holmes collection. They're little, what do you call it? clear stickers. And then these are actually from one of the papers in the Happy Blooms collection, and I cut it all into strips, and then I used my fancy edge scissors to just cut some of the edges, and you'll notice like they're kind of a little different, but it just gives me some more little sentiments. So here's another one. There's another little piece that I've cut out, and I think actually this is off of one of the smaller, the 6x6 sheets. They ended up being perfect for this sizing here. And then a little quote, and then here's another one that's got some of those clear stickers, and then You Are My Sunshine. I've got Happy Place. I love how this one is. I love the stripes. For whatever reason, this one really reminds me of Rachel. I love the pop of yellow and how that rose goes with it. This one's kind of cute. I've got a little puffy sticker on there, little stamp, again from the 6x6 papers. And then this here, a little envelope. This is a little leaf, like a multi-layered tulle leaf that I made, mirrored off of this collection, actually. I believe. Nope. I'm gonna have to think about that. I don't remember which collection it is. And then I've got Happy Memories together. So those are fun. I love how those came out. And then the last page, so here I've gifted her a bunch of these that I showed you on the last page there. So they're multi-layer crepe paper. I've die cut them, stitched down the middle, so she can give them dimension if she wants, or she can just leave them like this and attach them to her projects. Again, just a way to kind of add depth without adding too much bulk if she's doing it on like a scrapbook page in an album. And then I've got some more butterflies just in different shapes. Some of these ones are just vellum on vellum on vellum. And then packaged up with some sequins. So yeah, so that's that. So like I said, I've left these pages blank, so she can pop these off, and then like I said, if she wants to, she can create some mini kind of scrapbook pages and just stick them right in, or she can turn this into like a true mini album, gift it to someone else, keep it for her own memories, whatever she'd like to do with it. So that's that. And then next thing I'll show you is this. So this is just a quick little envelope that I whipped up. This is a die cut from the collection. This is a die cut. This die cut is actually part of a collection by Lawn Fawn. I will show it to you. This is another tulle rosette by Mrs. Snailmail, and I have die cut it into the heart shape. And I just love how that layers. I've kept this rather simple because this is just paper from it's from one of those Michaels pads. I just needed something to put this in. So a little Velcro closure. And then in here I have my very first pocket letter. Never done one of these before. One of the conversations Rachel and I had as we were lining this up was that she hadn't done a pocket letter in forever. I had never done a pocket letter, and we figured we would do them for this. So I have done a bunch of things. So down the side here, this is like a velvet adhesive paper that I found at the dollar store. And I've been wondering how I was going to use it, and I ended up cutting it, wrapping it around here, and I absolutely love how this came out. I have gone ahead and added some kind of like a light mint pom-pom trim along the side. I have gone ahead and put an eyelet and a little tiny dangle, just a couple of beads, and sorry, I'm trying to flip this. There we go. And a little letter charm. I thought that was kind of apropos. Here I've just included a little piece of paper from the collection. This here was a little sequin pouch, shaker pouch that I created, so that I did on the diagonal. This here is a cut apart from the collection. This is a puffy sticker from a different collection. And then I've put some of this iridescent tulle behind it just because this was smaller than the pocket, and it just gave it kind of I just like the glitter that it gave it. It's kind of fun. And then on the bottom here, I've just got this kind of more simpler one, and I've got this strip of paper. I love how this kind of works with the mint. And then I've layered up some die cuts here. It just says picked for you. And then when we flip it over, you'll see I've got that velvet here, and then I've included a thicker velvet trim down the side. On the back side of that strip, I've added just this postage sticker, and there's the other side of that sequin mix. So lots of goodies in there. I love the colors. I love how this came together. Probably one of my favorite sequin mixes I've ever made. And then here, so this is the back side. So you'll notice here's that tool, and then you see the back part of that cut apart just peeking through. I've die cut a heart just to put over top, and then use some of the die cuts and a little bit of tool to add dimension. So I love how that came out. And then this is probably my favorite part of the whole thing. So the back part of that sheet is this pink plaid kind of, and then I've done this die cut of this white dye that I have and overlaid it, and I love how it gives it that kind of sorry, it's tired and I'm losing my words here. It gives it that, what's the word, lattice kind of vibe, which with a garden that always works for me. And then I used this larger die cut, absolutely love this, and then popped up this Love Makes Everything Grow, and then I've used a little wax seal that I made with a bee, which again in the garden works for me. So that's that. My first pocket letter. I really enjoyed doing that, so I'll definitely have to do some more of those. Let's see, so this one here, so this is a little caddy, I guess, that I created. This was the one that was inspired by Tina, and turned out that it was inspired by Rachel. So I have kind of taken the idea and then I've just kind of created my own thing. So I have I've used these 2 storage containers from the Dollar Tree. They're the 3 compartment ones, and I've created a little band that goes around them. So I'm just gonna move this back. So I've kind of kept this simple. So I have double layered this, so you've got that extra detail there, and I have stitched, but otherwise I've left that pretty simple. On the top, I did consider putting a dangle, but with the size of the bows, I just decided to leave it plain. There again is that stitch that I love so much. And then you see a peek through of what's on the top of the box underneath. On the front, I've got these bows. Now, these bows, I bought this die maybe in 2020. There was a crafter, I'm going to butcher her name. I'm so sorry, hun. I think it's Bonnie Rivitan. I will link it down below, but she had recommended this die. She made the cutest bows, and I was like, I have to have it, and I got it. It's literally taken me almost 2 years to figure out I was using the thing upside down. Oh my gosh. So, yay, I figured it out now. And now they look normal. Thank goodness. So I had to use it on this one. I love this paper. Absolutely love it. I've gone ahead and stitched. Mad props for everybody that stitches everything, because even on a bow this size, like, it wasn't quick. And I love the effect, but I don't know that I'll be doing it again anytime soon. I say that now, but I'm sure I will. So I've just added, this actually is a little flower from a pack from the Dollar Tree, and it had like a wood bead on it, and I removed the bead. I just like the color contrast there. And then I've used some of these little butterflies that I've made, again with that gold splattered vellum on the front, and stapled it in the middle. This staple is driving me a little bit nuts, so I don't know, we'll see. I might have to do some work with that. But anyway, so then I've got Velcro closures. So if I go ahead like this, I'm going to try not to tip this because I don't want it to fall open. So you'll see, if I lift this out, that I've just kind of made like a shell. So I can stick the Velcro back together, and you can see. So the boxes just fit right in there. So these are the boxes. This is what it looks like inside. So I'll go through these and show you. So what I've done is I have gone ahead and stitched around the outside. I've done a double of that wavy stitch. I love this paper. And then when she opens it up, I've just done a little cluster on the inside, just again like a little garden theme. It says love makes everything grow. So we'll put that down there, and then in here I've just got some more little bows. So these ones I did bigger ones, the triple layer. And it's funny. So this paper here is actually the backing paper off of their like sticker sheet. I absolutely love using the backing papers off of their packaging because it's double-sided and the patterns are always so nice. So anyway, I did use some of that in this. So these are the 5 kind of bigger ones that I did. I did the paper wrap and then added a little diamond dot just for a little bit of bling. So hopefully she enjoys using those. Not super dimensional, but they do have a little bit of lift to them. And then in here, I've gifted her some tassels that she can use. And then one of my Big Mama favorite tassels, these 3-tiered ones. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she comes up with that. And then I did go ahead and make her a tassel. So this is what I came up with for her. So I've used one of my Big Mama tassels, which is what I call them. The white one I've used for her, and then I've done her name here in pink beads, and then I've done a little bee, and there it is, and one of those kind of pumpkin looking beads, and kind of like a pinky purple, and then I've just got these little iridescent beads, a little heart, and then the heart clasp. So hopefully she likes that. Pop that back in there. And then, so these are 2 separate containers, so they can go either way. Oh, the shred does not want to stay in. There we go. So if I swap them around, so similar on this one, you'll see I've got the stitching and I've just done a double pass. And then if I open this one up, again, you'll see, so this one, I have done paper on the inside. On the other one, I really loved that pink paper, so I just let it shine through. On this one, the back of this paper is like the stamps, and I didn't want that to be the background. So I've gone ahead and created another one of these. Again, a double pass through of that kind of wonky stitch, and then, or wavy stitch, and then I've used the die cut, and one of the little, couple of die cuts, and some enamel dots there. And then in this one, so on this side, I've gifted her a bunch of these little kind of corduroy flowers, hearts. There's some stars down here. So I think she should get good use out of these in her projects, hopefully. So I've gifted her a bunch of those. And then here, I've got some little pieces that I've created. So this is just a little embellishment cluster that I've created. So there's a little piece I've cut apart, a little flower, die cut, and then I've got a ruffle, and this is actually a piece of scrap, but I love just kind of popping it up. Oh, and this is cut out from the 6x6 papers. And then here, I've done a couple of, so this is using a Rosie Studios die, and I've done a couple of little embroidery hoop embellishments. So this one is the tiniest shaker I have ever made, and the sequins don't even want to move because it's so small. There's not really room. But I've just done like a mesh top, and then this is You Shine Bright, and I've layered some stickers. Again, this is a sticker that I've taken the sticky off the back with my powder, and then used a puffy sticker there. And then this is the bigger one. And this one, I just used that paper in the background. I did layer a bit of tulle underneath this puffy sticker. And then just today was everything when I thought those would be cute on a layout. So I've gifted her those. And then this I love. So it's a little paperclip album. This one again is inspired by Bambi Dear Amber. So I've used a cut apart, a little bit of snow tulle here you shine. And then inside I've just put, I've made a bunch of wax seals. That bottom one keeps falling off. And yeah, so she can just pull them off like that and use them. And then she can reuse this if she wants to make a little mini album or pop some embellishments in and gift it to somebody else. So that's that. And I'll pop that all back. Oops, pop that all back together. My table is not big enough for the size of this this project or this package. So there's that. Yeah, so it's just a fun little case. Okay, so then the next thing is something that I'm absolutely in love with. So this is something that I created, inspired by, actually this one's inspired by Amber Bamboo Deer as well, but this is something that I've come up with just kind of playing around. So I really wanted to use chain. I wanted to make her something, I wanted to gift her some teas, and I wanted to kind of have a fun way to gift it to her. So I've made this little bag. So I've got some little feet on the bottom. I've decided to use this ribbon or this trim just to kind of give it a bit of dimension on the front, this fun puffy heart. And then here's the handle at the top, and I have attached it with gold chain. And then if you see, it is a backpack. So I've just hooked it up so that, it's like a little chain backpack kind of deal. So that is that. That's the back of it. I love how this came out. Like, I can't wait to try this again. And then I have gone ahead and done a snap closure. And then when you open it up, it kind of fans out. So here I've just added a little, it's a tiny little pocket. So if she wanted to tuck like a little note, if she wanted to regift this to somebody else, she totally could, or pop in a photograph, like a little photo or something like that. So I've just embellished the fronts of these, but basically I've used that like hidden hinge binding, and and then inside I've just popped in some teas that I like, and so she can enjoy those. And then yeah, so that's that. I'm debating, I've never done a tutorial before, but I really enjoy how this went. So if I make it again, I may try my hand at a tutorial. I don't know, we'll see. In any event, love that. Next thing I did is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. So this is one of those like shaker pocket, like it's like a policy envelope style, but it's got the shaker in the front. And then I made this is that shaker mix I made, and there we go. And I've popped that in there, so that's really fun. And then at the top here, I've just done this Enjoy from one of the other Pink Fresh collections with some of that gold glitter in the back. I've just kept it super simple. After I glued it down, I wished I'd put some florals on there, but c'est la vie. When the glue dries, what do you do? I did stitch the back here. I stitched this part here as well. And you will see, so basically I notched this out and slid it in so that it wasn't hanging over the back, because I wanted the back to just be clean one color. But I was okay with this since you weren't going to see it most of the time. So in here, I was going to put a few things. I am just sharing a couple of goodies with her. I love using these in my die cut machine to extend the life of my pads, and she's new to die cutting, so I thought I'd share that. I've got her a little hand mask, and then this, I'm actually gonna send her this die cut. So this is Lawn Fun Lawn Cuts Stitched Leaves. So those the little leaves that you were seeing that I was saying I die cut, this is the collection that it's from. It's an older one, so I have no idea if it's still available, but I had that kind of waiting for a good home, and I think actually that Rachel is a perfect person for it. And they wanted to gift her some tickets, so I've just pulled some of these together, clipped them with this beautiful big pink paper clip that she can use, and yeah, so I can pop that in there, and that's that, ready for her to enjoy. So So punny, I know. Okay, so then the last thing I made, I love as well. It's another one of these. Yay! So this is based on a tutorial by BB's Crafts. I will link it down below. I made one of these for Claire, the Curious Trinket, for her 1K 1K celebratory giveaway, and I had to do another one because I love this. It's just amazing. I did do this one different. So with Claire's, I did a bead pull. With this one, I've used these little kind of bow knobs. I got these from Ange's Crafty Life. Thank you so much. I love how they came out. I did this funky stitching. It's like a zigzag, but it goes over like 3 times. This is super thick zigzag. I love how that came out. I've done this little cluster here with this this ribbon that's got this kind of looks almost like a snow on the edge, and then I've used a snow tool. Some of those leaves I've die cut out of some of the papers, used one of the cutter or the embellishments, embellishments, die cuts, and then used another one of those little butterflies. And then so I haven't decorated the sides so much, but I did go on the back. So I've done similar to what I did on Claire's here, where I've double layered this. I have gone ahead and stitched, and then I've layered up a bunch of those hearts. This is some more of that vellum. I have ripped the edges on this to make it a little less perfect, and then I've stitched that into a ruffle and just added some of the stickers. This is Remember Your Peach. Oh, and I also have that, this is a embellishment piece from the collection. And then the top, of course, is a Memorydex. Now this I've just kind of added because I made it for her, and then I was going to do something else with it, and I didn't anyway. But I loved it, so I wanted to send it to her so she can use it. But it's just a little shaker pouch, just as my favorite. It's like a little seed packet. So then this is a Memorydex that I made for her. And so this one, it just says, "You are my sunshine." I've got some vellum down there with that lace edge. I've just got a rosette here to give it some dimension. I've made a little ruffle out of this pretty pink fabric. This is actually a wood embellishment piece, and I've used some of that adhesive velvet fabric to create a little embellishment piece there. This is one of the embellishment pieces from the collection, die cuts from the collection. Another one here, "You Are My Sunshine," and I popped that up on this little bit of this dainty trim. Love the colors in this. And then the back is just yellow there, so that goes on the top. Actually, I'll show you this. So on the inside, I've gone with this. I had these straws, and the color was just perfect. And then I've just lined kind of the bottom part of the box with that trim, which I just thought was really pretty. Again, I've done that. So I've done stitching around all of these, and then I've again used that little sewing machine stitch that I love so much. So that's that in the top. And then in the drawers here, I have some more little goodies. So I've made almost like a kind of like a tag flip. I'm not good at tag flips, I don't think. But here I've just gifted her some things. So there's some red puffy hearts. There's some little like kind of thread trims. There's some more hearts, some glitter ones, some shiny ones. Yeah, so just a bunch more of those, but just some different ones that she can use. And then I've just used this little pom-pom paper clip. And then here in this tiny little jar, I've gifted her some of that sequin mix that I made. So she can use that if she'd like. And I've just done a little something on the top. And so pop that back in. And then in the bottom, because I've heard her say a few times that she uses rosettes, but she doesn't love making them. So I've just given her an assortment from my collection, just a whole bunch of different ones that I've made, different colors and different sizes, and some of them have kind of edges on them. Well, I guess I'll pull them out. Some of them have edges. Some of them don't. Every once in a while I get in a rosette mood and I just make a bunch of rosettes, but I don't use them as much as I thought I would. I did make her one of these, one of the fancy ones, and then I've given her a little baby one. So yeah, so that's that. Whew, 40 minutes. Well, I will definitely include a proviso that you should grab a tea, but before sitting down to this project share, thanks so much for sticking through it. Thanks so much for being here. I really enjoyed making this. I'm super excited to send it off to Rachel. I hope she loves receiving it as much as I love making it, and that she gets some good use from the pieces. And if I do make a tutorial of this one, I will obviously post it here and let you guys check it out. Thanks again. If anything here inspires you, please do tag me. I'd love to see what you come up with. And whatever it is you're making today, I hope it makes you smile. Take care. Bye.